Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Anila Lopez and I am here to talk to you about a case I decided to study the whole semester in the subject of doing business in the Americas. Let me explain you a little bit. Actually, we decided to study a case of a company who is currently doing business in the Americas or who is going to do it in the Americas. What do I mean with the Americas? I mean Mexico, USA, Canada, and South America. Actually, I decided to take a company named as Cafe Veracruzano. Currently, they are doing business in the Americas, in Mexico, but they are having a trouble with the USA. That's why I decided because it's really interesting this case. Let me explain you a little bit about Cafe Veracruzano. Cafe Veracruzano is a coffee shop specialist in selling retail coffee, gourmet, and food delicatessen. It is located in Plaza del Sol Shopping Center in Chihuahua, Chihuahua, Mexico. Before this, we need to understand the beginnings of the company. This company started in 1970 when the Cárdenas family decided to cultivate coffee in Córdoba, Veracruz, and sold it in the national market through distributors. Since the successful that they got by selling the coffee through their distributors, they decided to do something else. They decided to do the company bigger. So their son Uriel and his wife Claudia decided to open the first coffee shop center in 2002. Actually, it is located in the Plaza del Sol shopping center in Chihuahua, Chihuahua. To understand better this company, it's really important to understand how they are doing their business operations. So I'm going to explain you a little bit. The Cafe Veracruzano are doing their business operation in the small taxpayer tax regimen. What does this mean? This means that they are doing a different administration in the hacienda, so they don't need to declare tax or do an annual tax return. I'm going to explain you a little bit. Café Veracruzano has a simple administrative controls where they have a tax facility without paying VAT or impuesto that they call in Mexico. They do not submit an annual tax return. They don't declare to Hacienda what they sell, how much they earn, and what they bought during the whole year. Also, they don't give an invoice for the client or a ticket, so they don't have something that they say, okay, I sell all these products during the whole year or during the week or the month. And the most important thing to understand about this company is that they used to buy their goods in El Paso, Texas, so they do an international purchase. Actually, the problem of this case is totally related in the international purchase. I'm going to explain you a little bit. But first of all, we already explained you the situation of Cafe Veracruzano, how they're doing their administration and everything, but it's really important to understand how is Chihuahua doing in the business operation. So I'm going to talk you a little bit about the economy of this state. Actually, Chihuahua occupies the fourth place of 32 states in the Mexican Institute of Competitiveness. And the most important sector in Chihuahua is the agriculture sector. Actually, they are the number one producer in onion, cotton, apple, green chile, green alfalfa, and quince. So we can understand that Chihuahua is a really important state to doing business because they are really near to the border of the USA for Texas. Actually, the states who brings more capital to the PIB are Chihuahua and Ciudad Juarez. Now we understand how is Chihuahua doing in the country and the business operations, right? So now I'm going to explain you the problem. Like I mentioned it before, Uriel and Claudia used to go to El Paso, Texas once per month or once per 2 weeks ago to buy all their goods like the cafeteria equipments and flavors because they used to then be cheaper in El Paso, Texas, and with a more intense flavor and have a greater durability. They were the characteristic that the products in Mexico doesn't have it, so it's more easy for them to go to El Paso, Texas and buy the products. But suddenly they used to buy the products like they got it for their own consume, and it's a really huge problem because they used to buy products in a huge amount of cantidades, sorry for the Spanish, but they were not declaring anything for the border of the USA or for Mexico. In the USA, when you are crossing the border, you have two options. One, when you got the green light, you can go through the border without declaring what you buy or without someone who checks your products. But when you got the red light, there is a huge problem if you haven't declared what you buy before crossing it, because they can check your products, and to see that you haven't declared anything, they can take away all the things that you buy, and you'll lose everything. In Mexico, it's also going to be a problem because the Café Veracruzano is declared as a small contributor, so they can get that huge amount of cantidades. Uriel and Claudia were really tired because every time they used to travel to El Paso, Texas, they always got the red light, and it's a huge problem to convince the policemen that they got it for they already consumed. So they decided to do the things in the legal way. What do I mean with the legal way? To become the legal way, Uriel decided to process a request of import of the broker of Ciudad Juarez. They got an appointment with a broker in Ciudad Juarez to explain how can they do this in the legal way, but they told them that through all the regulations, they can do it in the small ways. I mean, you can be a broker, but buying just like 2 or 3 flavors during the month. No, you need to do it in a big way, and also you have to register in the register of importers and comply with tax obligation. The broker recommended to Uriel if they want to become a importer, they need to do a new whole administration for the Café Veracruzano. What I recommend is that if you want to be a broker, it's really good thing because they can be a broker for Chihuahua, and they can start selling all the flavors and equipment to other coffee shops, so they can earn better because they got the coffee shop who sells a lot of things because the flavor, and also they can start selling the equipment for the coffee shops that can go through El Paso, Texas and buy the things. My recommendation is to go as an importer, but they need to do it in large quantities according to the United States and Mexico Free Trade Agreement, and this can generate a business operation because the seller of distributors, they can get in the interior of Mexico, like I mentioned before, and they cannot also stay in Chihuahua, because so you can start selling like in different states like Jalisco, Sinaloa, Sonora, Querétaro, San Luis Potosí. I don't know. You can go bigger with this business operation, and you can start earning a lot of money by buying all the things and being an importer. The only thing that it's going to change that you are going to declare tax regime, but according to the sales that you are going to be getting through the whole year in different states, it's going to be a good option. The problem, like I mentioned before, is because you are not a tax regimer, or you're not an importer. You are having a lot of troubles with the border with Mexico, and they can start doing an auditoria to see how much money are you earning and why are not you declaring. So it's really important. I really recommend that Uriel and Claudia can be a broker and an importer and start doing their business in the legal way, and they are going to see the much better results. Which companies are involved, or who are involved? Actually, they are the U.S. Custom and Border Protection, that is the aduana of the United States, and Hacienda of Mexico, that is the SAT of Mexico. Actually, if Uriel and Claudia decided to go as a broker and importer, they are not going to have any trouble crossing the border with all the products they got, because they are going to have a piece of paper who says, okay, actually I am buying all these products, but I am importer, so I have all my papers in order, so I can cross the products without problem. And also they are not going to have problem between the state of Mexico, because they are already a taxpayer regimen in the broker situation. So my recommendation is that are 2 things: to continue having the coffee shop in the small administration control, because they are totally different, and also to open a new company where are going to be brokers and importers of different products that they can buy in the USA and start selling it through the whole country. Thank you so much for your attention. My name is Daniela Lopez, and I hope that you really enjoyed this case like I did. Like I mentioned before, actually Mexico has a lot of opportunities of doing business with USA and Canada, because we are really good positioned in the business operation. Actually, Mexico occupies a 53 place of 170 countries and as an economy, and also is one of the most competitive economies in Latin America. That's a really good thing to understand and to analyze if we want to do business between Mexico and any country. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.